So I have done all the school's prelim promo papers from 2025 last year for two main reasons. Number one is because this year I'm opening a JC class at my math tuition center teaching H2 math to both J1 and J2 students, and I want to recap all the concepts that I learned so far so that I can teach them to my students. And the second thing is that I want to know what is the standard of the questions like these days, because the last time I took my A-level exams was 5 years ago. And these are 3 lessons that I wrote them down over here that I'd like to share with all of you J2 students and J1 students who are going to be taking H2 math to really excel in this. And whatever I'm about to share with you in this video over here comes with many hours of doing math test papers. As you all know, for the J2 papers, each paper is 3 hours, and I spend every single day doing at least one paper. So many hours contributed to learning these 3 facts that I'm about to share with you. Number one, do more papers. I think a lot of students underestimate the amount of work it needs to be done to be really good at math and to score A for math. If your whole goal is to score A for math, you need to be good at it. And the only way to be good at it is by doing papers. Now, I don't say doing papers as like a cliche way of giving advice, but I really mean it. And that's simply because when you do papers, it exposes you to different techniques that are actually pretty common in solving specific question types that your tutorial notes might not necessarily cover. And it's only by doing many test papers again and again and coming in encounter with all of these question types that you start to build up your own database, your own algorithms to solving questions. There are many different types of questions in the H2 math syllabus, and the only way to gain exposure to all of these questions in a short amount of time as quickly as possible would be to do as many papers as you can. And really, there's no shortcut to it. I cannot teach you a method if you have not tried it out for yourself before. I can only refine the techniques that you already know. So that's number one. Number two is you should be increasing the frequency of your revision, especially on topics that have a lot of formulas to memorize. So the thing about memorizing formulas, for example, differentiation chapters, integration chapter, and even things like your vectors, where there are a lot of formulas, especially in vectors 1, you learn your dot product, your cross product, how to find projection vectors, so on and so forth. All of these techniques, they don't just magically appear in your brain during the A-level exam. You have to be increasing the frequency in which you use them so that by the time you reach high-stake exams, it comes to you naturally. If you just cram it the night before, you are exposing yourself to a huge risk of forgetting it during exams. And the only way to make sure it stays ingrained in your mind is from today onwards, start touching those topics more frequently. Okay, and the last tip is to do the same questions that you've gotten wrong in the past. The best way to check whether you have learned something new or whether your study session was effective or not is by doing the same questions again. Do the same questions that you got wrong before, and if you got it right this time, that means you learned. Learning is very simple. The whole process of learning is just same stimulus, different outcome. You just think about it. The only way to measure whether you learn something is when you present yourself with the same stimulus again, but whether you achieve a different outcome. And if this time you achieve a different outcome and get it correct, that means you actually learned. And if you did not get it correct, that means there's still gaps in your learning that needs to be covered. Especially for H2 math, this feedback loop has to be reinforced by yourself very frequently in order to make sure that you're on track for the exams that are going to be taking place in November this year. And if you need my help to stay on track this year and really score the A for H2 math, I'll send this number on the screen over here. I'll send you the details to my classes, either physical classes at my tuition center or access to my library for my A1 Math Academy, online archives of video lessons and questions for the H2 math syllabus. And I'll see you on WhatsApp.